Yo, what is up, everybody? We are back for, I believe, War 7 of Season 61. This war, my team is Silk, Shang, and Mojo. Super duper fun. I have a lot of cool fights this war, which we will get into shortly. So I'm going to be taking Path 9 into Path 4. And then I have 5 other minis afterwards. So, pretty big war. We got to be locked in. I don't know if I mentioned it, but we are going against Masked Titans this war. And yeah, so on node 9, we have Nico, which I will be taking with Silk. For this fight, the game plan is PS1. And kind of just go crazy in the rupture phase, hit her as much as I can. And there's really either 2 ways I could have gone. 1, gone for an SP3, or 2, gone for an SP2. So I had a plan of, like, if something happened, then I would go for the SP3. So here, we go for our first combo. And then here I was like, okay, if I can get this second combo, and then she lets me parry her afterwards, or I get a stand-up intercept, I'll go for the SP3. But she throws it, so I'm like, okay, no need to go for SP3. The good thing about power efficiency is it's just more time I get to waste while waiting for it to go back to rupture phase. The thing with Silk is obviously she doesn't trigger MD because she doesn't use Dex, so having baiting SP1s is not an issue at all. It is annoying that she's getting adrenaline healing from throwing these SP1s, but not a huge deal. Here I'm like, okay, I almost have my relic. I just need to wait for it to go back to rupture phase, and I'll go for 2 Fury SP2, and it will most likely kill her. So we're gonna see how that goes. I don't want to accidentally go to SP3, although it wouldn't have really mattered, but just go for my SP2 instead, and she's dead. Solid fight, 99% health, just over a minute. I always knew that, in theory, that would be a good matchup, but I'd never done it myself. So it was good to actually, have my own video for it, I guess, now that I know it works. Then up next, we have Galan on 18, which I'll be taking with Mojo, just to ramp him up. I could take this with Shang very easily, but I want the charge for Mojo. I purposefully didn't pop power backs here, and obviously I know, usually you don't pop power backs here because if you get pushed past 1 bar of power, they trigger the indestructible buff. And I'm aware with Mojo, that would just feed me more, damage, but I just don't want to, I don't know. It's just, you get so much power from Galan, because whenever he throws his SP1, as you saw there, he has 4 Furies that expire. So I just didn't want to get pushed to SP3s over and over again. At the start here, I'm fine with it, but I don't want to get pushed to it again and again. So here, I wanted to bait this SP1, but I was like, oh wait, that's going to push him to Harvest, because it would give him 4 buffs. If it didn't really matter, because each Harvest does what? I think 20% of my health, maybe 20, maybe less than 20, honestly. Probably closer to 15, but, if we can avoid damage, let's avoid damage, right? I got 11 degens on him. Throw my SP2. Back to 13 degens it looked like there, and he is dead. So now we got 1 charge on Mojo. Super duper fun. And it will help us out pretty well in the next fights. So now we have another classic. We have Path 4, Section 2. Void, and then Silk. I would speed these up, but you're going to see this Void fight doesn't really require much speeding up. Going to remind myself in the chat here, after Void, I'm going to turn off suicides. Obviously, for the Void, I want suicides to get extra Furies and just instantly nuke him before he can do anything to me. For the APOC, I don't want suicides because then he'd be unblockable. And APOC has this whole interactions with suicides where he applies his special debuffs even if they don't hit you. If you are running suicides and you're not immune to both. Here I'm just healing up Mojo just so I can go through 1 set of boosts and everything and not have to heal in between, just to save myself some time. Hopefully I can have a gray boost carry through from fight to fight. And yeah, gonna pop a PS1 here. PS1's gonna be good for both this fight and obviously the APOC on 31. So the rotation for this Void is just cleanse, stun, slow, SP2. Or you could do cleanse, stun, unblockable SP2. It doesn't really matter. Just throw the SP2 and he'll die. I just go for the unblockable, just to get more damage, but honestly it didn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered at all. 10 seconds. Whoop-de-doo. Now I'm turning off suicides. Good job, me. I'm staying locked in. This fight I kind of screwed up, but we get bailed out, so it's okay. Still have the PS1, obviously. Just going to get to my SP3. I'm going to throw it. It's normal Silk Lock. The main challenge is just getting to SP3, but it's not a significant challenge at all. Go for my first combo. And I know here I have one more combo before it goes unblockable. I go for the heavy there. And he lets me get a stand-up intercept, which was awesome. Here he throws the SP2, but I actually mess up the... Like, I tried to dex, but I didn't get to. I dexed the last hit, so thankfully my evade saved me. The first hit's guaranteed. The second hit had a 90% chance to evade, so that was nice. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. I tried to dash back, but I guess I was just late on him. But all good. You know, sometimes everybody needs a little bit of luck. Yeah, APOC's dead. Super duper easy after I get to the SP3. If he didn't let me stand up intercept him to push him to SP2, I practiced the SP1 decks. You know, I'm missing the SP2 decks, you know, you never know. I might have missed the SP1, but I was comfortable in it. I was comfortable dexing and punishing it. And here you can see, yeah, my PS1 lasted, carried over to the Thanos. So popping my Mystic Boost. Again, not popping power backs for this. And we will see very quickly why I didn't pop power backs for this. This fight is super duper childish. One time I took this, I think I had only 4 out of 5 MD, so I was able to spam SP2s. And I didn't turn off my MD because, I didn't turn down because SP3's the mojo, it's fine. It's really going to delay the fight by like 30 seconds just watching the SP3, but I'm not super concerned about that. Here, I'm just waiting because I want to get my Fury. Thankfully it's used a special, so I'm like, perfect. Use a special. Absolutely. Now I have my Fury, and spoiler alert, I think that's the last prompt I'm going to complete the whole fight. Not 100% sure, but I think that sounds right. And we can see the cycle has begun. He's just winning Rich Get Richer the whole time, which is fine, because he just threw 2 back-to-back SP1s, and I'm already at an SP3. And I'm like, okay, throw this. If the SP3 skip button was in the game right now, this fight would have been like a solid 20-30 seconds faster. But alas, we're gonna have to watch Mojo absolutely spam click his phone screen for like 30 seconds. Again, get him to throw those SP1s. I'm already at an SP2, so yeah. Throws another SP1. I'm already at my SP1. He's gonna throw it again here, and I think I get to an SP3. No, I get to an SP2. And he's dead. Yeah. Didn't pop power backs here because I have another fight with Silk right after this, and there was really no need for that, for them on that fight. Here, I think, yeah, I'm just calculating how much energy I need to finish off the rest of my fights. So I'm like, okay, 12 energy, easy peasy. Buy our little refills. Gonna have to start doing arenas soon, just to get back the units for this, but I don't care. I'm more than happy to use my units for war. Pop a little health potion here. The next fight we're taking is 41 Onslaught, which I will be silking. The plan for this is to just PS1, get to SP3 and win. If he throws his SP1, I have two options. Either I can sacrifice my evade to punish it, or I could just dex it and get rooted. The problem is, if he throws his SP1 immediately after I last hit him, then I have enough time to dash in and get the punish. But if, like in this fight, he waits a little bit, and he throws it like, we're gonna see what happens. Like now, I don't. At least I'm pretty yeah, there I definitely don't have enough time to punish it. So most of the time I'm gonna end up not using the evade. There, I get a nice dash back light, similar to how I would play if I was against the wall. Here I'm like, okay, bait another SP1. I could be pushing him to SP2s. Obviously, I can either dex it or I can have Silk Sense bail me out. There, I'm comfortable going for an intercept because I have the Silk Sense. So if he intercepted me with a special, I just evade it. So I had no problem going for that. And he cooperated. Got a nice little Onslaught AI. So go for my SP3 and the fight is over. Just gotta get back up to my SP2. Obviously I have a lot of neuros on me, but at this point the fight is over, so it doesn't matter. I didn't even do that much damage. It only took like 10% of my health off. So now we have node 43 Maestro, which I will be taking with good old Mojo Jojo. Now this fight I will be popping power backs for, and that is mainly because Maestro doesn't have as many buffs as my last two opponents, and also because of aggression prowess. I want to really be able to get SP2s off as much as possible, so I can limit the prowess he gets. This fight is also the main reason why I turned on the energy resist stat focus for Mojo, because it'll cover both hazard shift debuffs and it will cover Maestro's like radiation stuff if it ever gets to that point, which it shouldn't. But yeah, pop an invul just in case I get clipped by like the last hit of his SP1 when he has prowess. I'll take no damage from it. Obviously this node has the whole start with the Fate Seal thing, which is annoying, and that's why I'm glad I only have 3 fights of ramp. I'm sure better Mojo players than me are probably like, oh, you're crazy, you can go at 5 out of 5 on this time, it's fine. But you can see there I was able to complete my first prompt before the Fate Seal expired and the second one after it expired, so I did end up getting my Fury, which was great. Here I'm just going for little heavies when I can, just to not let them build up too much prowess. Unfortunately, I go for an SP3 here instead of an SP2, so that does suck a little bit. Don't get to take off all his prowess or get like big benefit from power backs, but you can see I got almost a bar of power, so not too shabby. And yeah, here I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start hitting him a little more. I'm not really too concerned with that. There I tried to bait his special, but he didn't throw it, so I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna re-roll my prompt. Dash back into my SP2. No crits, but it's all good. His buffs push me back to my next SP2, and that is his health gone. Pretty cool fight. And up next, we got 46 High Evo, which I'll be taking with Shang-Chi. As you can see from me telling myself in the chat here, I will be popping suicides for this fight, just to make him go down faster. And I would say it helped. We'll see. I did notice my PS1 has, or not my PS1, my invul has lasted. So I'm trying to go a little bit quicker so I can take advantage of it for this fight. I'm not going to get hit in this fight, but if you have an invul, just, at least for me, it gives me a nice sense of security. Just a little less stress. And in case I push this guy to an SP2 and I only like half dex it, I'll have the invul, but I'm not going to push him to an SP2. So my goal to start the fight is to just cleanse all these debuffs away. But I accidentally parried to start, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this extra power. Here, he has 4 debuffs on him, so I'm like, okay, let me just cleanse, or not 4 debuffs on him, 4 debuffs on me. And here we can see the general strat for this fight. It's alternate punishing his specials of the medium, light, medium, and then hitting his block with a stun combo, and then a heavy. I took this fight in the off-season. Unboosted, no suicides, all that. But that's how I kind of figured out, like, this is a good strat for it, so. I'm sure there's probably a faster rotation, but this is the safest thing I tried, so I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to see something weird here. Or, no, not here. I'm getting my willpower reversed by Withers, which I swear last season that did not happen. Or like it started happening and then halfway through like he no longer did it, but maybe that was just the masteries of the different high evos I fought, because yeah, in this fight he was reversing my willpower. Here he just waited for all my endurances to fall off before throwing his special one, so I'm like, okay, cool, now you're just unstoppable. But no problem. So you can go for a cleanse here, and the crit just kills him. I was I think 32k medium attack. Might have been 30k. So, very awesome. And last but certainly not least, we have good old Photon on 48, which I will be taking with Silk. And, you know, I was actually really happy with this fight. It went really well. In a large part because she was super cooperative, this fight. And it just made it a lot faster, a lot easier. Not that I think it's super challenging in general, but it just went especially well this time. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing the same thing I did last time for this fight, which is just go for my SP1s. SP2s are great, as I've been told, but just for me, I'm more comfortable with SP1s because it makes me have to block less, and it makes it for easier Bane transfers. So that's what I'm going to do. At the start of the fight, I'm just looking for an opening. Not going to take block hits when there's no Bane even ticking. And now, kind of just have to be in the groove of the fight. My number one goal is really just managing Bane. Because the damage will come on its own. I'm not worried about Pure Light at all because, you know, Silk and just Dex. I am trying to not take blocked hits during Pure Light, but I'm not really trying to take blocked hits at all in the fight, which I think I actually don't take a single one this entire fight. So here I'm like, perfect. Another chance for my SP1. I did have my Relic there, but I don't want to push her two SP2s. Dex in the SP2 is not the issue. I can do that, and I also have the evade. The issue is not pushing her to SP2s, or I should say keeping her at SP1s, is just free openings for me. Like, it's less time I have to either intercept or take block hits for an opening, or I can just keep pushing her to SP1s and baiting them. At this point, the fight's a lot safer, because now Bane is only ticking for half of what it would at the start of the fight, because obviously it's tied to how much health she has. So I'm a lot more confident that, you know, I could just play safe, play smart. But, you know, so far we've had every single Bane transfer be perfect, which is great. But here, I think this is the one that doesn't go as well. Yeah, it doesn't go as well. But you can see it only was taken for 600. I barely even lost 1% of my health. I'm honestly not sure how. I thought I would do a little bit more, but hey, I'm not going to complain. We take those. Go for my Relic. Go for the SP1 here. You can see I'm cutting my combo off a little short just to not push her to SP2s. Especially in Pure Light, if you push her SP2s, she gets untouchable after it, so it's going to really stall out your rhythm. Here, I'm like, okay, I think this SP1 is just going to kill, so I'm not going to bother slowing down my combo and trying to get Bane transfer. She could go for the kill, and super duper nice. Just above 2 minutes 15 seconds, 99%. And yeah, that was my war. I thought it was pretty clean. I had a lot of fun, especially with Mojo. I don't bring him every war, but the fights I do bring him for I usually love. And of course, taking 9 Nico with Silk was awesome. So yeah, the score as of right now is 7-1 in our favor, but there's still so many fights left. So Still have no clue what the final score will be or the outcome. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you had fun. And we will be back for the next video on, I think, Saturday. Or maybe Friday night. No. Saturday night for sure. Yeah. Saturday night. Alright. Thank you again. And bye.